Hello, my name is Charles Hauser with Green Cloud Technologies. Today we're going to talk about server backup and server restore in Green Cloud's disaster recovery solution and how it differs from traditional backup plans. Let's talk a little bit about backup and what backup means. Every week there's 140,000 hard drives that crash in the United States. Every single one of those hard drives has to have a plan for how they get backed up when they crash. What do businesses do? Backup and recovery experts estimate that anywhere from 42 to 71% of all tape restores fail. So tape restore is one way of backing servers up. Lots of businesses have that in place today. Think about it. 42 to 71% of that solution fails. I wouldn't say that's much of a solution if 50% of the time it doesn't work. 90% of small and mid-sized businesses have inadequate or outdated disaster recovery plans. 40% of businesses that did report having a plan said it went no further than backing up data. Well, we've already said that tape restorers fail 50% of the time. Think about that. So businesses think they have a plan, but the plan doesn't work. 8% of companies suffering from a major data loss survive. 41% were immediately out of business, while 51% closed within 2 years. This is a catastrophe for businesses. Losing data is a terrible event, and half of businesses are closed within 2 years of that happening. So what have we heard from some of our customers? As we've been out there talking about Green Cloud's disaster recovery service, we've heard lots of different things. Here's a quote from one of our customers. Kim takes a USB stick with the latest QuickBooks backup on at home every day. Well, that wasn't a real good solution, so they talked to Green Cloud about their disaster recovery. Lots of businesses have multiple servers, again, but an unfit, unprepared, untested way of replacing those servers. Oh, we're covered. We use insert some backup company's name here, Carbonite, Mozy, whatever. Again, it's off-site backup. We'll talk about why off-site backup is also not a tried, tested, and true solution. We've never had a failure, right? Customers actually say that. We've never had a failure, knock on wood. We've been using the same tapes for the last 4 years, and it's been fine. Well, I can tell you this, if they've been using the same tape backup for 4 years, it's not fine. It's not going to work when they need it, and it's not a tried, true, tested solution. So, most companies use some form of basic backup, most likely to tape, which has a 50-50 chance of successful recovery. They also have no idea what they would do with that backup if a disaster did strike. And the worst part is, in the event the business plan fails, it could cost them their business forever. So wouldn't you agree with me that it's extremely important for all businesses to get a server backup plan that is reliable and tested? So let's look at the path most businesses take. That's the backup plan. There's all types of backup. There's on-site local backup, which is usually a tape drive that sits right next to the servers that the local IT shop sold them. There's remote mail-a-disk backup, which means every night their servers are timed to shoot the data off-site to a data center. And there's a hybrid on-site, off-site approach that some companies use, where they keep some stuff maybe to a local drive on-site and some stuff in the cloud. All of these, though, are not tested solutions. Okay? Backups are easy. It's the restorals that count. Set it and forget it does not work with backup. All three of the backups we discussed previously are the set it and forget it type. Businesses think they're covered. They think they're insured. They think they're protected. But they don't find out they're not until that disaster happens. Questions to ask about your current backup plan. How do I retrieve my data if it were to go away? How do I get it back on my servers? How much does it cost me per day to be without my data? Obviously, the answer to that question will change with every business. How long will it take me, and how much will it cost to replace my hardware? If we lose the building or access to the building, where will we put the replacement hardware? Where will we work? All of those questions are very important to try to assess what type of backup plan you have today. Businesses must have a plan for not only how to adequately back up their data, but how to recover from the multitude of scenarios that could cripple their businesses. Let's go through a few of these. If you're not ready, you will face downtime, loss of productivity, revenue, and possibly an unplanned business closing. There will be an additional need for IT resources and additional CapEx spending. Let's role play for a second. If you have a server and you either are using on-site backup or shooting your data off-site to the cloud, and you come in and your server's crashed, what are you going to do? How are you going to recover from that? Let's first talk about the tape backup. You've got that tape with your data on it. What are you going to do with it? Your server's crashed. You have to get a server to put that data on. So, is there a server store around your business? I doubt it. So you're either going to go to Dell.com or HP.com and you're going to order a new server. Well, guess what? That takes 2 to 3 days. And finally, that server gets delivered to your doorstep and you have your data. What are you going to do with it? You've got to rebuild that server. And I don't know about you, but I don't know how to build a server. So you're going to call somebody, and they're going to build the server for you. And that might take 8, 10, 12, 20 hours. Who knows? But they're going to charge you $125 an hour to do it. So, with that tape backup that you have on site, that is your, quote, backup plan, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars and probably somewhere between 3 and 5 days of lost productivity. And guess what? You don't even know it's going to work, because you've never tested it before. Does that sound like much of a plan to you? We talked about backup. Now let's talk about business continuity and why it is the recommended method of server recovery. Business continuity includes 2 main things: a documented plan and the ability to back up and recover your servers in a timely method. What constitutes cloud backup and recovery? Local backup replicated to a production-ready infrastructure as a service provider. Backups with virtualization and bare metal restore capabilities. And then the ability to restore in the cloud. Those things constitute cloud backup and recovery. So it's one thing to have cloud backup and recovery. But what good is cloud backup and recovery without a written plan? You must be able to test and plan what you're going to do in case of a disaster. So one of the things we do is we have pre-tested restorals with periodic checkups. We also have a pre-tested network connectivity plan. We also have a documented task list of who is responsible for what, so there is no finger pointing at the worst possible time. And lastly, there's a war room for video and audio conferencing in case you lose your physical facility or cannot access your facility. So Green Cloud's disaster recovery and business continuity solution is a comprehensive solution with full backup and recovery in the cloud that's tested. A business continuity manual that's written and given to our customers so they know exactly what's going to happen when the disaster strikes. And an iMeet war room for video and audio conferencing so your employees can get back together in case you lose your facility. So it's a cloud solution, it's a written solution, and you're still able to meet in case the worst possible disaster strikes.